Hey everyone, it's Quad, and I will be bringing you another 1 vs 1 pro replay. This time it is between ROOTWeWin, who I have been told by my friend that this is actually one of Root Cats' accounts, the leader of the Root team, against a fellow Root member, ROOTDestiny. And I have to say, while this may be a ZVZ, you might say, oh, I hate ZVZ, it's so dumb, it's all Roach and Fester Wars, yada yada. This game is actually awesome. I watched this before just so that I could see what actually happened in it before I cast it, and I was watching pretty much with my jaw agape just because of ridiculous things that happen. And also I just love their chat and banter, which you can read if you want. I'm not going to read it out just because they're going to be chatting for the first 2 minutes or so. And really, there are some things that happen in this game that I never really thought would ever happen in the ZVZ, and I will not spoil that for you at all. I will wait until it happens to say it, and hopefully you will shit as many bricks as I do. So anyways, we do see both players are, so far, going for the exact same build, running up to 13. We will see whether or not shortly if one goes for a spawning pool first, or if they both decide to go for a hatch first, which based on this map and this position is actually, for the most part, most likely that one will choose one or the other. It's not exactly cross position, but still far away, so it really is a toss-up in these positions, which is better and which is not. And so we do see that Destiny is sending his drone down, and Cat will actually be taking his spawning pool first, so that is the first deviation. There is no gas yet for Cat. There we go, there is a gas now, so not quite sure what he will be following up with after this, while Destiny is also grabbing his gas before his spawning pool, so he will most likely grab that ling speed as soon as his spawning pool finishes, which will go down momentarily as he waits to hit that 200 mineral mark. Meanwhile, Cat's getting shouted out by Overlords, which have both been doing pretty well the exact same thing. I think Destiny's is further along to the cliff, so therefore he is winning, and he has 2 Overlords there, so therefore he is winning once again in the Overlord department, which really truly matters a hell of a lot, and I don't quite know why I'm saying this, just because it doesn't really matter all too much. So yes, Overlords are going around, still not much happening. This is exactly the part in a ZVZ where diddly squat happens, so to speak. We do have a drone going down here, and Cat will not be doing any sort of all-in business. He will be grabbing his hatchery there, and both players going to hit 100 gas at relatively the same time. Will most likely start speed as Cat has pulled off guys off of gas. Meanwhile, Destiny not quite hit 100. He will most likely pull guys off gas. I'm not quite sure why they're staying on so long, so he will not just be going for the straight ling. He may be going for actually a Baneling Nest or Roaches after this, none of which have gone down as of yet, but we will see. Both players now making a couple Zerglings, and yeah, I think both players do know pretty well exactly what is happening, as Destiny and Cats do have their Overlord network starting to go down. Destiny spawning out just a couple Zerglings. I think he has seen this hatchery go. Yes, he has seen this hatchery, so he is also quite aware that there is no all-in, and both players actually grabbing their Roach Warren at pretty much the exact same time, so for the most part of this early in the game, it's fairly boring. A little bit of a ling skirmish here, some nice micro by Destiny, pulling that one injured ling backwards, and he will futilely pursue these Zerglings and eventually just let them back off as the Queen does make its way towards the ramp to actually start smacking this Overlord, saying, get the hell out of here, I don't want you spying on me. But the Overlord will get away, as the Queen cannot go down the ramp, or the cliff. Destiny has actually made a fair amount of lings, and is now packing this up with Roaches. Meanwhile, Cats has actually not done any of that. He has only the original 4 Zerglings, but he does have a couple of Roaches coming out, so Cat will most likely be slightly ahead in the drone department. Yes, he is just by 1. And Destiny actually feeling a little uncertain, putting down spine crawling. We do have a ling skirmish here. Ooh, and there's 2 drones out in the middle of the map for no reason at all. One of them does get picked off by Destiny, very nice, as the other one was Mineral Walk, so it did get away. And right now, this is still a kind of odd phase in the ZVZ where you're not quite sure if your opponent's going to be all-inning you or not. And actually, Destiny going in with Zerglings, picking off another drone or 2, taking some fire from the Roaches, but that was definitely worth it, as we will be able to see here that the ling count, or drone count, is now just slightly in Destiny's favor. Not biggest of deals, but definitely it does help, and you can see in the unit kill count that Destiny has killed just 2 workers. I thought it would have been more than that. And anyways, Destiny is actually making a fair amount of roaches now. He just had 7 in the queue, 6 more about to pop. And I'm actually wondering why he was so scared and why he made so many workers here, as now he's going to be slightly behind as Cat has a full round of drones coming in and another spine roller going down for Destiny as well. So definitely am a little bit confused, as we do have a couple more Zerglings running by, as they will get past these roaches. No, they will not. They're actually going to go right up onto the main. These Zerglings try to block them, do not quite do that, so Destiny will get off a full scout, attempt to take down the Queen. No, he will back off, see that the lair is coming, that there's just the second gas being taken now, and the Roach Warden, so he knows there is no funny business at all to be had, and he will actually take out, no, not quite, ooh, wow. I just love watching the Zergling micro, it's so awesome. Yeah, that definitely kind of made my day. This Zergling is now, oh, there we go, finally gets picked off as it wanders off the creep. And Destiny now has I think a distinct advantage in roaches, but with absolutely no way to attack, so that doesn't exactly matter too much. And Destiny will now be grabbing his gases and his lair. This will mean that he will be slightly behind in the Infestor department and Upgrade department, so we will see if Cat decides to take advantage of that, although I do not think he is aware of that advantage. No, he has not, since he has not scouted Destiny in quite some time, as he has not made any additional Zerglings aside from the original 4. And we do have a Infestation Pit and Burrow coming down for Cat, and I have no idea what that was. I actually completely missed whatever that was, and that makes me a little sad, because I want to know. I didn't even see it the first time when I was watching this, and I just wanted to be able to see it the second time, but I guess I missed that for the second time in a row. I'm gonna have to watch through this replay again to figure out what that is, just because it's gonna annoy me to no end. Pathogen glands have been started for Cat, and he is now getting this Overseer into his base, which will it drop yep, it does gack up the hatchery of Destiny. If you do have an Overseer and you are scouting out, well, do that. It pisses off your opponent. It stops the larva inject. You do not get any additional larva from the hatchery, and it's really just a pain to deal with for the most part. So we do have Destiny starting to take down the rocks. At the same time, Cat is doing the exact same thing. I'm not sure who will take out the rocks first, and it will be Destiny taking out the rocks first with his slightly greater roach count, I believe. Yep, slightly greater roach count, but Destiny is behind in the 8 drone, so that might manifest in a bit of an advantage for Cat in just a little bit, as simply put, he will be able to get more money, and both players now grabbing their hatchery. Cat actually winning in the hatchery put down department, but not by all too much, just about 15 seconds. That is not the biggest deal. We do have the Overseer once again scooting the boot, seeing nothing too much fancy, nothing too much unexpected going on. Both players do have Evo chambers going on. Cat's actually just finished getting 2 Evo chambers, not yet getting any upgrades, although if he does continually get upgrades from both of those, he will be much ahead, further ahead of Destiny in the upgrades. And in big Roach Wars, the upgrades are key. You cannot fall behind in upgrades unless you have just so many more infestors or just so much better with your fungal growths. Simply put, because it's an even amount. Which, ooh, we actually do have Infestor getting sniped there as it wanders into the into the sport car, and Destiny getting a nice GTFO. That's my thoughts exactly, as Infestor does GTFO and runs away. And meanwhile, Cat is actually taking down the gold rocks, and Destiny is starting to spread out his Overlord network even more so, without the Overlord speed, and actually making 6 Infestors, which is quite the number. I do not think he has any out quite yet. No, he does not. Which is just a little bit unfortunate. Destiny has not quite yet taken out his gold rock, so, and actually, Cat is double expanding behind this, and I don't think Destiny is Destiny aware of either of them? He is aware of the gold expansion, and he is presumably, yeah, he is also aware of that expansion, but he is actually not taking any action at all, which I find a little bit odd, as you cannot, as he's not even, there we go, now he is getting his own gold most likely, and we do have some poking about action from Cat and the Destiny, just going back and forth, Overseers moving forward and backwards, seeing what will be happening, and Cats is actually taking a position in the middle of the map. One infestor moving forward, I'm not quite sure why. And why is he going to run away? And we do have one big fungal growth, gets a couple of those roaches who will now back off. And Cats move forward, move backwards, as he really does not want to bother with fighting any of this. And I would like to point out one thing, that Cats is actually, or at least before, he was really well spread out in the middle, as something that you cannot really do anymore in ZVZ is you cannot just have all your roaches in one control group and just bunch them up. You need to spread out. Even if it's going to be just 2 groups or even 1, you need to have the roaches spread out so that the fungal growth doesn't just destroy you. Because really that's what fungal growth does. It destroys your roaches if they are grouped up. So 2 infestors here and actually throw down a bunch of infested Terrans, quite a meal. So this actually will be denied from Destiny, and Destiny does not get the cancel, which is the biggest deal right now, but it's not something that you really want to lose. And I'm not quite sure why he didn't decide to try and defend that base, or is not even taking up position here, as he does know that Cat has his gold base, and quite frankly, if I were Destiny, I would not be too happy with that, knowing that I do not have my own gold. So unless Destiny goes for his one big attack fairly soon, which I do not think will happen or will work too well, as simply put, I think Cat's position is quite good. His infestors are slightly in front of his roaches, so that he can slow the advance of Destiny's roaches by fungal growthing as they come forward and just doing damage before he can take any damage himself. He might see, we do have that one infestor there. This is exactly what Cat is going to do. Another fungal goes down. This one roach is going to explode, and no, not quite. Ooh, 1 health left. And actually, 2 infestors being killed by Destiny, and that is actually quite a good trade. Just some health damage on these roaches, which can quickly be re-established with burrow damage. So I'd say that was definitely a good trade for Destiny. But I'm still not liking this. While Destiny does have his hive up, meanwhile Cat has not quite started that. He's really going to need it. He's slightly behind. The drone counts are actually pretty well dead even, but Destiny, he's behind this gold base, which really counts for a lot more. And Destiny is also behind in this base, which he is now aware of, as this Overlord has moved over here. And one thing I actually would like to point out, I'm just going to go into the Destiny cam for just a moment. Look at his vision everywhere. All his Overlords are spread out so well, just all over the place. You can see pretty much everything that's going on. If you're a Zerg, this is what you want your map to look like in a ZVZ. Until Hydras or Mutalisks come out, or even Corruptors, there ain't shit that's gonna happen, or there ain't shit that's gonna kill your Overlord, so don't bother. Looks like Destiny is going to be moving forward here. The roaches from Cats are spread out very well, and Destiny actually spreading out his roaches fairly well. He has a very good concave. Couple in fungal ghosts do go down, and actually a couple infestors will be caught out in the open, and that's huge for Destiny. He does get fungal growth. You're just out range of this Spinefroll, and all these roaches will most likely die in a pit of ooey gooey green deathness. And yes, 4 roaches, or all those roaches do die, and Destiny now is taking his entire army and he's going straight around all of Spore Crawlers, and will be going down for this base most likely. And Cat might be in some trouble if he does not bring any of his forces over to defend this. And we actually have 9 infestors coming from Cat up now, and this is actually something I really like from Destiny. He has his infestors right here so that he can fungal growth. Ooh, a big fungal growth takes out these 4 infestors, and you can bet your ass that Destiny is going to chain infest all these infestors. And there we go, we have those infestors throwing out last-ditch effort of infestor Terrans to do something, as Cats knew that they were dead indeed. So these rocks will be taken out, and Destiny is going to make his way probably up through this back end. Cat really actually doesn't have that much. He has a lot of money to spend, but I do not think he has much larva to spend it with. No, he does not. He only has 2 larva to his name, and Destiny's actually quite a ways behind. Cat's actually now getting at the hydrogen, and not quite sure why he's putting that down now, as Cat is going to lose his 3rd base, but his gold base will most likely be safe for the most part. We have all the infestors here from Destiny are burrowed. And actually, they're going to be throwing beach ball Terrans all over the place. And, oh, that's a hell of a lot of infested Terrans. Oh my god, this base is going to go down. I do not think Kaz is going to be able to get all over there. His entire army is just this and these infestors here. And Destiny's actually the flicks. He's going to go for it. He's filing down this choke, and actually, oh my god, he's going the wrong way. He was not on an attack move or anything. He was trying to go home, and that's actually huge. He's going to lose all these roaches here. He's in an awful position. These roaches are bottlenecking here, and the fungal growth is not allowing him. In the words of Destiny, he cannot leave, and he will actually now leave and run away. Not sure if he'll try to make a standoff. Picks off the 1 roach. and he will be backing off now. These infestors have burrowed their way all the way home. Well, Destiny is getting up his greater spire, and these roaches are still standing here. They need to get the hell out soonish, and Cats is actually not looking in the best of positions. He is down 2 bases to Destiny. Destiny is looking fantastic. He's ahead on tech. He has his hive out, which Cats has just finished, but there is no spire yet for Cats, I do believe. In the upgrades department, Cats is only at 0-1. Meanwhile, Destiny himself, where's a roach that I can click on? Destiny is 2-1, so he's actually quite ahead in that department as well, and roaches will be running away from Cats. Actually, Destiny, great job picking up that one infestor. It's a free infestor, why not take it? And actually, all these roaches will get caught in that middle. Another infestor does go down, almost for, well, not quite for free, for all cost of all those roaches, but definitely better. It's a better idea if your roaches are going to be dead no matter what, to take out an infestor instead of a couple of roaches, or just do some scratching damage on those. And actually, Destiny now not looking too hot, and whoa! A couple of infestors actually made their way into this base, and they're going to get cleaned up. They have not really killed anything as of yet, so this queen actually goes to injects to her death, and all these infested terrans will get cleaned up. I'm not quite sure where those infestors came from. Destiny now starting. Ooh, this is what it is. This is craziness. We have infestor drops. Not quite sure if Destiny is aware of this or not, but we do have corruptors coming out for those broodlords, which will be morphing in fairly soon. And Cats, knowing that he's in trouble, he's doing something quite desperate. Infestor drops. Then we'll see just how effective these are, and I'm going to have to be quite vigilant for these, as these are actually really prevalent throughout this game. And oh my god, Cats is actually dropping off the infestors. Destiny is not paying attention. All of these infestors are being fungal growth, and they're going to die. That's 5-6 infestors going down. The rest of these infestors will not quite go down, and infested Terran does go down as well, and Destiny needs to get these infestors out of here quickly. Another infestor gets picked off, another one too, and this one infestor barely gets out of the way, and that was actually an amazing trade for Cats. I'm not quite sure how many infestors it was. I didn't count. That was probably at least 8 for the price of max energy on 3 of these infestors, which are still in the middle of Destiny's base. And I'm quite speechless that that was actually quite amazing. Destiny has his own infestor drops loaded up as well, and he now has these corruptors sharking around. They're going to pick off all the overlords that are not his wherever he can, and possibly deny any of these infestor drops, which you do have another one here dropping. 2 infestors probably going to be heading to the back over here, and we'll see momentarily what this actually does. A couple units here by Cats, not really doing too much. And actually, infestors being dropped down here, and drones instantly pulled back from Destiny. Quite some good reaction time. One infestor does go down to these spore crawls, and actually others do as well, so that drop did absolutely nothing for Cats. It's quite disappointing. And another attempted infestor drop. Destiny has all of his roaches up here, so Cats will say hell no, and actually attempted to go for this greater spire at one point, which has just barely survived. Something just died. Oh, it was an overlord over here. So these corruptors will come in, and actually going to catch this roach drop here. Cat's going in, he wants to take out that greater spire. Destiny not wanting to let it happen, will not quite catch this overlord in time, but it does take out with 1 roach left back, and these roaches will go straight for the greater spire, which is getting chain transfused by Destiny all the way back up to 2/3 of health. He is not going to let that greater spire die. Props to you if you know where that semi-reference was from. Quite hilarious. MLG, Dallas, there's VODs everywhere. You can just probably search a Destiny greater spire fail, and it'll probably show up. So I highly recommend doing that. And we do have another drop coming from Cats, who's just dropping infestors everywhere. He's throwing them. He's not exactly throwing them. Ooh, Cats is going for 14 corruptors. I do not think he has a greater spire as of yet. No, he has not begun to morph, and he actually knows that he's well behind in the broodlord count, as we do have 5 broodlords coming from Destiny. So he's just not even going to attempt to get broodlords out. He's just going to overmake corruptors so that he can completely destroy all these, and we have a large amount of infested terrans going down. So this greater spire will most likely go down, as Destiny's forces are way out of position. Broodlords are coming up in the middle, and they are going to be pulled back as Destiny tries to save his base, which will be in vain. This evolution chamber will most likely go down as well, and Destiny saying, screw it, I'm going to attack, and is now going straight up the middle. He is well ahead in the food count. We'll just be able to see how well Cats is able to defend themselves. He has a huge amount of these corruptors right now, and Destiny, now knowing what Cats' basic plan is putting down 2 spires, just spacing them out, and we actually had another infested Terran drop over here. I completely missed that. my apologies, and this entire middle line has been taken out from Cat, and now Cat actually might be slightly ahead economically, as he has had time to reestablish both of these bases, and we actually have another roach drop coming here for Cat, and we can look in the worker tab that actually no, Cat is still far behind in terms of that, and Destiny actually going to catch these two roaches. This Infestor does not quite die, 6 health left on, and Destiny actually caught wind of this attack, and he's going to catch all these. Fungal Growth does go down. These two Overlords will make their way out, and this is definitely a good trade for Destiny, and actually a couple burrowed Infestors going down. One infestation goes down, and have another drop from the roaches. All the drones instantly pulled back by Destiny. Quite a good reaction time when it comes to that, and the roaches will be picked up. Another one being sent back here, Fungal Growth, so that it cannot leave, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. Actually, we had more turns going down. So Destiny might be able to save this hatchery, as he will most. Oh, this is going to be really close. Not quite sure. I can't really call it quite yet. Roaches going in, and the hatchery goes down. Ooh, that's actually huge for Cats, who's now one base up, and we have more infested Terran actually at the same time. They're targeting down this hive, and still Destiny is well out of position. He will not be able to defend this at all, and we actually have another roach drop over here, which is coming off quite a couple drones and a few roaches as well, and these infestors will be picked up here, and Destiny will get the hell out, and Fungal Growth does completely whiff on all these, and now Cats is actually looking in a great position, as he's not quite caught up in the food count, but he is definitely running Destiny ragged. Anyone can see that Cat is definitely dictating the pace of the game. Destiny is now trying to get up a 4th base down over here, and he may not decide to go back for this base once again, as these two infestors are still back here. I do not think Destiny's right, and Destiny now saying screw it, I'm going to attack. He has 7 hydras on the way to help deal with these large amount of corruptors, which has only grown, I think. I want to see how many corruptors this is. That is 22 corruptors. Talk about overmaking corruptors. Holy crap. But Cats also has a holy freaking infestor. I didn't see that in. But we do have Fungal Growth going down on these corruptors. Broodlords are backing off. Destiny is saving his infestors, and infested Terrans are going here. So a big Fungal Growth does go down for Cats, catching all these units. And Hydras are starting to come in. All these corruptors are starting to take damage. The Broodlords for Destiny are not really doing anything, as they have to run away. And Destiny does not really have any Fungal Growth left to put on these corruptors, and all of the Broodlords for Destiny will be killed. One Fungal Growth right now would be perfect. Right now, and there we go. There's one Fungal Growth. There's another Fungal Growth. Hydras do come in, so these corruptors will be cleaned up. But I'd say that was probably a better trade for Cats, who is now actually denying this base in the bottom left, and we have another infested Terran over here taking out this Greater Spire. This one Hydra will not be quite enough, and Destiny is backing off, and he must be scratching his head saying, how the hell is this happening? He's definitely confused. He's remaking his evolution chambers, most likely so he can put down spore crawlers. And Destiny is probably going to be losing the spawning pool, maybe even a roach one. We have the two infestors are in here, and Destiny has no anti-air to his name. Actually, he does have these Hydra lists, but they are not in position to take this down, as there's no vision here. Excuse me while I sip water, and this actually, this roach worm will actually go down, so Destiny's going to have to remake all of his tech here, and ooh, we didn't catch the roach that my first reference before didn't catch it right. Again, or Cats there actually referencing to the reference that I made where I referenced where Destiny lost his Greater Spire because it wasn't on creep. Yes, that made no sense. I said it in a bad way, intentionally. Anyways, we do have Zerglings sitting here doing nothing for Destiny. Destiny not paying attention, and now the roaches will come in, and now Destiny will actually start to pay attention, and they will run straight into these Hydras, actually try to take out this spore crawler for no real reason at all. And Destiny is still not looking in a good spot. He only has his gold-based mining, which is almost mined out, as we do see a lot of these at just under like 200 minerals each. And meanwhile, Cats' minerals are still looking a little bit healthier. He has about 500 and some of these. His base is actually mining, and this base will most likely get up uncontested. And we do have more infested Terrans going down from Cats, who will deny this base as well. And you're already saying, wow, this game is awesome. It is not over yet. It's going to go on for a little bit while longer, and it's only going to get better, I would say. Or at least in my opinion, it will only get better. You can say whether what would be better, ZVZ or not. And this one Overlord will get killed off by these corruptors. Sorry, I almost said infestors. We actually do have another drop coming down by Cats. Cats is just dropping infestors everywhere. He has what is this? Cats has 17 infestors. He can throw them away. Who needs 17 infestors? Oh, Cats does if he's going to drop over them everywhere. Cats actually had more at one point. I don't quite know what. And so these infestors are going to drop off a couple more infested Terrans, take out the Spire, and get the hell out of the way. Meanwhile, these corruptors will actually try to take out this Overlord, but the infested Terrans lend ground support, so this will actually be to defend from Cats. And actually, nice fungal growth does go down for Cats, and the Spire will stay alive for the time being. Meanwhile, Destiny has got both of these bases up and ready, and Destiny actually has a huge amount of minerals banked. It's just gas that he needs. He's not mining any gas from his gold. He's actually not mining any gas at all, I think. No, he does have some gas. I'm not quite sure from where. I actually have no idea where the hell he's getting gas from. Oh, actually, no, he's getting gas from here. There's 4 harvesters in here. You can never get too much gas and gas. So, okay, so right now this is kind of a weird point in the ZDZ where the Broodlords have failed and there's Destiny saying, no, you're not going to deny this, base throwing down 6 spine crawlers and a spore crawler just to help defend from those infestor drops, which are actually incredibly very, very effective. So Destiny does have this now Hydra Roach Corruptor Force, and we actually have an Overlord going in here, and actually large amount of Overlords coming in. This is probably just a fake for some reason, and Cats now did drop off 3 infestors here, and I'm not quite sure what they're going to be doing here. And here we go, we have a bunch of infested Terrans going down on the low ground here, and holy crap, that is a hell of a lot. And this base will go down from Destiny, and Cats is definitely looking pretty right now. But if Destiny is able to get any amount of gas and turn those that gas into units, Destiny will probably be looking pretty. As actually no, Cats still has a huge amount of minerals. He actually lost all those excuse me, the Overlords. I can't speak anymore. I'm saying so many Zerg units, more than I've ever really been used to saying Zerg units. Just because this game is so long and so awesome that in reality those Overlords really weren't worth too much, and we actually do have another drop coming in here. These roaches just hanging around by this Overlord, and Destiny does spot it, and he is going to be moving up his forces, although I do not think, actually no, he will not be. I'm not quite sure what these roaches are going to target, and probably the Spire, and Destiny is now just getting his hive, as he had to remake all this tech, even his roach warren and his spawning pool and all that jazz. So that is quite painful for him. Cats is now actually morphing in Broodlords. He will have 6 shortly and does not have quite as many as 28 corruptors he had at one point. Although he still has a fair amount of infestors, although he has been throwing some of them away. We have this roach drop here. So the roach drop did take out this Spire here, but Destiny wisely had another one somewhere. Did he have another one, or did that one also get killed? Well, he is making a second Spire, which obviously means he does not have another Spire anywhere else. So I guess that other Spire did get killed off at some point from and Cat's now actually defending himself from reverse drops, which might come up with the infestors here. And actually these infestors a whole lot of mana. Oh my god, they're all at max energy. Meanwhile, Destinies are not quite looking so healthy, I think. Actually no, they're just as good. Not all of them are 200, most of them are. So this game can still swing any which way. It's still incredibly close, although Cats definitely has the initiative for the most part. This hatchery did not get killed off for some reason, and we will take a look at the upgrades. Destiny's still at actually 2-1. Meanwhile, Cats is at 1-1 actually, but he does have a flyer attack upgrades. He does the 1 attack on the Broodlord and Corruptors. Meanwhile, I do not think Destiny has any of himself. Where are his Corruptors? I want to click on your Corruptors. Where are your Corruptors? Okay, I can't find any Corruptors. I give up. We actually have a reverse drop now from Destiny, and another one going up here. Here we go. Here are the Corruptors. Going to take out all these Overlords, and Destiny actually does have +1 attack on these. So, oh, holy, a big drop here from Cats, and this base will go down. All the drones are going to be evacuated, but there's no way that Destiny is going to approaching him. And actually, we do have the strictly Hydra Corruptors, a Hydra Broodlord Corruptor force here fighting off against Destiny's army, which is actually hugely split up, and I have no idea. Destiny's main army is here that's doing absolutely nothing. A large amount of infested terms do go down. This should be enough to clean up these Broodlords. At the same time, Destiny has lost his space and may lose his space if Cat decides to go forward, and Cat's going to lose all of his Broodlords and all of his Corruptors here, but he has once again slowed down the economy of Cats and of Destiny, excuse me. And here we go. Cat's now actually loading up his overlords once again. He's going to be dropping down in here a couple of infested terrors just to sprinkle on this. And if Destiny loses his hatchery, he's going to be bringing in absolutely no minerals. Destiny's actually incredibly slow to react, as he is dropping down here, and this base will actually go down. So for the first time, Destiny's actually really doing some economic damage back. But we have a large amount of roaches just hatched for Cat, so Cat might be able to save this yet. No, he says he will not deign to save it, so he will back up, as he does have this here. And Cat's not too happy about losing that base, and Destiny finally now noticing that he is losing his hatchery here, and these overlords will mostly get out. These Hydras actually coming in, they will pick off one of these overlords, I think. No Corruptors quite yet, and well, one overlord does go down. This hatchery has not yet been retaken by Destiny. Actually, it has probably been denied once again, as there's a larva sitting around here. So, Cat's now actually taken a large amount of roaches, large amount of infestors, which have been remade, and it's going to attack once again into Destiny. Destiny throwing down a couple of nice fungal growths. Here we go, fungals from Cats. A lot of infested terrans going down from both sides, I believe. Actually, these infestations are strictly one side, and this attack's actually this is actually looking a little bit better for Cats right now, who has there's only Hydras left for Destiny is forced to run away back to these spawn crawls. He has almost no infestors yet, while for the most part, Cats has maintained all of the infestors, throwing down a bunch of infested terrans as well, and Destiny might actually lose this gold base. I do not think drones are actually being pulled off to fight, and that is hugely desperation. Drones being pulled off at 45 minutes into the game is not a good sign at all. This final Hydra will be killed off. These infested terrans will not do too much as they do finally die, but Cats is now firmly in the lead if he wasn't before. We do actually have the second drop from Destiny. He did do some damage, takes out the infestation pit, not before 5 infestors are queued up by Cat, and he will also lose the spawning pool. Most likely not the hive, as these infested terrans will time out shortly, and there they go. They will not quite do it. And we have actually another roach drop. The roaches from the bottom left have will actually take out this the hive from Destiny. These Hydras and spine crawlers will not be enough to fend these off, and actually Cat is actually going to abandon this one roach. So sad. And ooh, that does get picked off quite nice for Destiny, but right now that's really not what he needs. He needs to get a mining base up, really. He needs gas so that he can actually make infestors, as he's definitely drastically behind it. 5 to 16 infestors. He's lost his hive. He's only at 11 drones. Really, Destiny, he's in a bad spot. I don't see him coming back from this unless Cat somehow gives him breathing room. But Cat is an extremely aggressive player. If you have not yet seen or inferred from the non-stop drop play in a ZVZ, which is incredibly common and standard. Ooh, that one larva makes a sad noise as it dies. Oh. Hey, that one barely got to the edge of the creep. That's not allowed. That's not nice. Leave the larva alone. It could be a drone. Could even be an Ultralisk if an Ultralisk cavern did go down. And to have Destiny retaking this bottom left, he is starting to mine gas once again from this gold expansion. Only 2 guys in each gas, never can have too much gas. And we actually have more beach balls being thrown down. This base will be denied yet again, and we actually have another infestor and 3 roaches being dropped in here. Burrow from Destiny to save all of his 13 drones. Fun growth from Destiny will actually not be enough to save this. Not looking pretty. Destiny actually getting another couple of infested terrans going down here to try to deny this, but it will not be so, and I'm not quite sure what this Overlord will be doing with its cargo as of yet. Destiny, I do not even think he has a lair yet. Does he still have? He still has an infestation pit. I actually don't know. Does he still have a roach warren? I actually have no idea where he remade his roach warren. I actually do not think he has a roach warren. Wait, I can check by going on the drones. Actually, no, the roach one isn't required by anything, so I can't really... Oh, no, there, he is actually making a roach one, so I was right. He did not have a roach one. We actually have a couple of more infested Terrans going down here from Destiny. We'll be taking out this greater spire, most likely. Excuse me while I cough, hopefully not directly into the mic. And greater spire does go down, and Cats, that probably actually won't phase him too much. He does not have another spire, unfortunately for him, but he can definitely put it down fairly soon, and we do have these two overlords with the entire infestor force of Destiny, I do believe. Actually, the entire infestor force saved too, and they're actually going to be hiding here. Cats does not sniff them out yet with his corruptors, unfortunately for him, and we actually have even more. Oh my god, that's a lot of infested Terrans, and Destiny is forced to burrow his Hydralisk and his actually his entire army just to save them, and this hatchery gets denied, and this hatchery gets killed off for another time. So Destiny is actually starting to run out of his bank. He's only at 999 minerals, not quite 1,000. You don't want 1,000 minerals. 999 is much cooler. And so Cat's actually staying on the aggression. He's doing a great job of maintaining his lead, and more infestors are being dropped off by Destiny. Destiny, there isn't really too much that he really wants to kill. All these infestors got a good poke from the spine crawl, not yet doing anything. There we go, a couple beach balls being thrown down, will be loaded back up into these overlords, and they will kill absolutely nothing. That was kind of a waste. The spine crawler will go down, but that doesn't really help too much, and we do have actually a couple more infestor Terrans coming here, killing also absolutely nothing. And Destiny's still not looking too pretty. I really don't like it. But actually, Cats is not quite getting too far ahead of himself. He is mined out in some of his bases. He does have these two bases mining. Actually, this base very, very undersaturated compared to this base. And Destiny has absolutely zero income, so to speak. He's almost completely broke for gas and everything. He does have this greater spire, which he will not be able to make use of, as simply put, he cannot afford it. He can probably make maybe one, two corruptors right now, but what he really needs are his infestors, because these overlords did get killed off. I think I missed that, but I do remember from the first time. A couple of corruptors from Cats did sniff them out and kill them. Looks like Cat is going to be moving down around, and he will be most likely going for the push to end this game, and I do not think that Destiny has the forces able to stop us. He is morphing in this singular broodlord, which will not be enough. He has two infestors, I'm not sure quite where. Meanwhile, Cats has at least 6-7 infestors right here, and I do not think this... here we go. Cat's now going to actually... Ooh, damn, that was actually really good by Cats. Cats catching the infestors burrowed, and flings fungal growth up on the top end. Fungal growth does go on these hydras. Destiny trying to go forward with these roaches to take out all these corruptors, but that will not be so. And Broodlord swinging away, not getting any kills at all. But then we put... There's no way that Destiny has enough stuff to stay alive. We have 18 roaches from Cats, which is greater than the entire army force of Destiny combined, who only has 3 roaches and 7 hydras. And here we go, roaches are coming in, and although this broodlord will stay alive, Destiny is forced to GG, as there's simply put no way he can stay in this game. And I really hope you enjoyed that game as much as I did the first time I watched it. This is officially my favorite ZVZ. Quite possibly, yeah, definitely. There have been other great ZVZs, actually, with Destiny. Destiny vs Spinishiwa. All those games are amazing, simply put, because Destiny and Spinishiwa are amazing. And if you have not seen those, you should be able to find them on YouTube. You should just search Destiny or Destiny vs Spinishiwa ZVZ. There was one on Shakur's Plateau, which was quite awesome. It was like mass ultralisk from the Spinishiwa against Roach Infestor from Destiny, and that was actually fun with Nidus Worms. So, anyways, I will wrap this up. I have been talking for quite a long time, and I hope you enjoy this. I am Quad, and I will see y'all later.